149 for Derek Ward. Caruso had the initial impact early in the run, and the car is coming to a stop down near the quarter-mile finish line of the racetrack.
Hoosier Racing Tire is once again proud to be the official racing tire of the PDRA Drag Racing Series, with multiple class champions in 2019 on Hoosier products.
Monday Morning Racer here. We've got Marc Caruso on the line, and he had an unfortunate incident there at the Carolina Showdown at Darlington Dragway. Marc, I spoke with you afterwards, and you said that your bell was wrong, but your back wasn't hurting. How do you feel now, and any other physical repercussions from the wreck there in Darlington?
Yeah, no, I'm actually feeling fairly well. Saturday, my bell was running pretty good Saturday. I had a pretty decent headache Saturday evening and most of Sunday. But Monday morning, I woke up and felt pretty much back to my normal self. So.
Awesome, man. Glad to hear that. Well, obviously, you, the team, you all were disappointed with smacking the wall. The car didn't look great, but after getting the car back to the shop and dissecting things, what is the thoughts of Lee White, Hank Jackson with the car and its actual condition?
So Lee and Hank actually got the drivetrain completely out of it on Sunday. And got it up to Robert Hayes, who repaired it for us after our accident in Bristol last season. So the car is up at Roberts now. Lee kind of touched base with me today that it's not as bad as initially he thought. They actually at one point were kind of thinking it may need a complete front clip, but it's not going to. It's probably, honestly, more cosmetic than chassis at this point. But they still haven't gotten it physically on the jig just to make sure that everything, in fact, everything else is square besides what they're going to replace. So it may still be another day or two till we know exactly where we're at. But certainly not the undertaking that it took last year in Bristol. So, it's just a matter of how soon can we get a front end, how soon can we get a door. We already have a rear clip on the way. And that's what it's going to really come down to is, just getting our hands on the parts, how soon it can be back together and back on the track.
Well, we're glad to hear that for Caruso Family Racing that the diagnosis is better than originally thought. I've got to ask, what from the driver's seat happened?
I'm still asking myself that. Amongst the drivers, a lot of people were complaining about that right lane. It's the lane that Tommy Gray a few weeks earlier had his accident. I don't know. I can tell you I've been up and down a racetrack enough to know when a tire is breaking loose or starting to paddle or rattle or shake, and there was no warning whatsoever. It literally felt like the car went into another burnout is what it felt like. I mean, I never felt the tires quiver. All I felt was the rear end rise up, and the next thing I knew, the car was sideways. It was just instantaneous. I don't have an explanation. I don't know. I don't know if Robert's going to find something broke in the rear end. I doubt it. But I mean, we haven't ruled anything out at this point. I don't know if maybe the amount of rain that the track took that week is as sunny as it was on Sunday, if there was some weepers and it just happened at that moment. I don't know. I don't. We certainly weren't trying to lay down a career best by any means. Our first round opponent was not going to be able to run anywhere near us. Lee had a tune-up in it that would have been our slowest of the weekend. We were trying to go a 75. So it's, Lee is still scratching his head. I'm scratching mine. we don't have any answers or explanations. It's just, it's completely mind-boggling, to be quite honest with you.
Well, we're scratching our heads as media fans, possibly other racers, wondering, is Maryland going to be something that the Caruso family racing can make with this incident?
It's not out of the question. It's not an easy yes, but I'm simply not going to tell you no either at this point. If it's possible, we will do everything in our power to be there. You know, we will be there irregardless, whether it's just with Camry's car. It may be. I don't want it to be, but you know, if there's circumstances out of our hands that doesn't allow us to make it to Maryland and be able to race safely, then you know it is what it is. But we are certainly full steam ahead on getting the car repaired. All the calls have been made for the parts that we need. It's just a matter of physically getting our hands on them. Unfortunately, a lot of manufacturers were shut down for a little bit, so things didn't get built, things didn't get made. There's back orders on a lot of parts. So it's, you know, it's going to be it's not going to be an easy task, but you know, we certainly have all the right people in place that if it can happen, it's going to, and if it can't, it wasn't because of a lack of trying, I promise you.
Good word there, Mark. Look, for folks that might want to help the team out in a little way during this time, where can they get a T-shirt? We know that you've got that Rodfather Returns T-shirt out there. How can we get one of those?
It's actually fairly simple. All you have to do is go to markjohncaruso@yahoo.com on PayPal and just put in your information, the size that you want, the quantity that you want, and where you want them sent. They're $30, which includes shipping anywhere in the U.S., and it's Mark with a C, M-A-R-C, John, J-O-H-N, Caruso, C-A-R-U-S-O, at yahoo.com on PayPal.
Mark, we're glad that you're all right. We're glad that you'll be back in the driver's seat soon enough. Drag racing fan, this is the Monday Morning Racer with Marc Caruso. Look, you can find that link on whatever media source you have heard this on. Go get a T-shirt. Help the Caruso family racing out. Until next time, to each and every one of you, God bless and keep the pedal to the metal. Man, I'm glad that Mark is all right. I'm glad that the car is repairable, and we'll see him in the car back as soon as possible. Drag racing fan, look, go get yourself a T-shirt from the Caruso family racing. Help the team out if it's possible for you to do that. If you liked what you saw and you want to see more from the action at the PDRA Carolina Showdown, well, look, hop over to the Monday Morning Racer YouTube channel, and you can see the full video with eliminations round by round. Until next time, I'm the Monday Morning Racer here on Competition Plus. Later.